What you gonna do? See, in life, to get where you want to go, you have to give some up. You have to sacrifice something. I don't care if it's her, if it's the homies, if it's the brawl, if it's the drugs, if it's the alcohol. You have to give some up. So to get where you want to go, it's gonna always be something in between that.
Welcome to the Dark Times channel. And before I go ahead and get started, make sure you guys hit that like button for me. And if you're not new to the channel and you enjoy the content so far on this channel, make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button for me as well. And so let's go ahead and get into it. Recently, the Philadelphia 76ers decided to make a trip up to Colorado in order to kickstart their training camp for the up-and-coming NBA season. And in doing so, the coach and the owner of the Philadelphia 76ers scheduled a meeting with Deion Sanders. And on the surface, most people will probably question what a college coach and a former NFL and MLB player would have to offer to a group of NBA players trying to get to the finals. And after hearing this, there's no doubt in my mind that Deion Sanders is probably one of the greatest sports minds of all time. And so the coach of the Philadelphia 76ers, Nick Nurse, is going to kickstart the conversation by asking Deion about his 2 Super Bowls and the road to his 2 Super Bowls. Go ahead and take a listen.
That's what that'd be my first thing, is I want to hear about the road to the Super Bowl, road to 2 Super Bowls.
First one was
it's amazing. It's amazing run. So.
First one was the 49ers, and I kind of knew we had something special. The way everybody practiced, the way they went about the business, and I practiced like a dog. Our best battles was in practice with me and Jerry Rice. Forget the game when I played for Atlanta, but we went at it because he was a dog. And I want people to relinquish who I was. So we battled, and that made everybody better. And we had some great players at key positions. Dion, getting the whole defense. Richard Dent was on the line. Richard Jackson. That's like 4 Hall of Famers for defense. But everybody that was supposed to be somebody, they was that dude. Like, you can't go into no game and I expect the big fella to be the big fella. The big fella got to be the big fella. No regard. We know we're going to get from him. We know we're going to get from Jerry. You know he's going to get from me. You know what you're going to get. So the questionable players, I need y'all to stand up and ball out. Okay? Because I know what I'm going to get from the dogs. So as long as we kept the main thing, and we got what we knew we were going to get, it was much easier. Because when you start losing and you drop something, that's because one of the main guys ain't do their thing. And you was expecting one of those main guys to do their thing. You know, the guys that kind of help out and assist and do that, they do that. But when the dogs ain't barking and hunting, that's a problem. So in those big games, the dogs always showed up. And the coach put them in the right positions to show up. But then, you know, we were strong enough to say, hey man, what's the game plan? Don't worry about him, I got that. We had some great players. I played with some great players, some great teams that they showed up when they needed to show up. And we had some elite coaching as well, but we were included in the game plan. So Ray Rhodes was our defense coordinator. He would literally come to me and say, what you want to do? I said, I got that, y'all deal with the rest. On both teams when we're going to Super Bowls. So the main thing got to be the main thing, and the main guys got to be the main guys. I can't stand, that's on me. I know that's on you. That's why I'm looking at you and I'm pissed off, because that's on you. So the main guys got to produce, and the other guys, you got to do your job. You got to do your job, whatever that may be. Sacrifice is everything, because it ain't time for no injuries, it ain't time for no this hurt, no me. Everybody hurt. So what you gonna do? See, in life, to get where you want to go, you gonna have to give some up. You gonna have to sacrifice something. I don't care if it's her, if it's the homies, if it's the brawls, if it's the drugs, if it's the alcohol. You gonna have to give some up. So to get where you want to go, it's gonna always be something in between that. And you gotta remove that. That's called sacrifice. Where I'm from. So wherever y'all trying to get to, it's gonna be something in everybody's life that you're gonna have to give up to get it. Or you ain't gonna get it. That's called sacrifice.
And of course, Deion Sanders is 1,000% correct. A lot of people are trying to get to a certain destination in this life and trying to reach a particular goal that they set out to reach. But they don't want to sacrifice. Nobody wants to give anything up. Whatever it is that you're trying to reach and what you're trying to accomplish, there's always going to be a give and take. You're going to have to sacrifice. Having faith is good. Having belief is good. But none of that matters if you're not willing to pay the price. A lot of people look at these celebrities, and not just celebrities, but anybody that's doing well for themselves. No matter if you see them driving down the street and something that you want, or you see them living in a house that you want, or you see them with the career that you want, people don't really stop and think about the sacrifice and what it took to get there. Now, of course, in this life, nothing's fair. A lot of times people are going to have things handed to them. And not everybody starts out at the same position, obviously. So all that means is that you're just going to have to sacrifice even more. And a lot of people aren't willing to do that. And that's okay. That's okay. That just means that you really didn't want what you thought you wanted bad enough in the first place. And there's nothing wrong with that. And in this next clip, somebody's going to ask Deion Sanders about being nervous and getting nervous before competition. And this is a clip every young person should hear. Go ahead and take a listen.
Yes, sir.
You nervous when you perform your song?
I ain't never nervous. You know why I ain't nervous? Because I practice for it. Because everything I do on the practice field, I do in the game. You just get a chance to see it. I ain't never nervous about that. Because I got a gift. God gave me a tremendous gift. Why would I be nervous about the gift he gave me? That means I'm not sure. That means it ain't meant for me. It ain't meant for you to see. I ain't never nervous about nothing, especially the game. Because I prepare so much for it that all it is you watching me do my thing that God has blessed me with. So I ain't never nervous. But I'm loyal and I'm faithful to winning, not to a man. I'm faithful to winning. So I'm gonna do whatever I gotta do to win. So if that's me and your relationship gotta end, I'm gonna win. God bless you. I see you. Because we gonna win. And I'm gonna do whatever I gotta do to get to it. I'm not gonna be malicious, I'm not gonna hate or do nothing crazy on you. I'm not gonna end your career because I don't want that. I want everybody to be blessed. But winning comes, I'm here to win, man. That's it.
Being nervous and somebody getting the jitters and all that business, it speaks to the preparation level of that individual. Now, I'm not saying that individuals aren't going to get nervous, even if they're prepared. There's always going to be a certain level of uneasiness, especially if you're doing something for the first time that you've never done before in actuality. Maybe it's something that you practiced over and over again, but it's hard to replace doing something for the first time. And so that's going to happen from time to time. But if you're prepared, generally, the chances of you getting nervous and shutting down is highly unlikely. And so that's what Dion is speaking to. Dion is speaking to that preparation process and enjoying the process and not just the final product. Most successful people in this life, and when I say successful, I'm not just talking about rich and famous people or individuals like that. I'm talking about people that are doing what they want to do in this life and they're happy. They're that way because they're doing what they're supposed to do and they're enjoying the process along the way. If you don't enjoy the process and whatever it is that you're doing, then that means you probably shouldn't be doing that. And you're putting yourself through torment. If you're getting up every day and you're not enjoying what you're doing, you need to do something else. Whatever it is that you really enjoy doing and that you want to do, the money will come. The money will come as long as you're willing to sacrifice. But you have to enjoy the process. When these billionaires write their memoirs and their books, one of the main things that they all have in common is talking about enjoying the process. The journey. It's not about the final product, because that's why a lot of these individuals still work up until they're 90, up until they're 80, because they're looking for that same thrill that they had when they were in their 30s and their 40s, grinding away, or so-called grinding away, when they were doing what they were meant to do. Once you got the final product, that's it. Once you beat the game, that's it. There's no other game. Game's over. It's about reaching those different levels. The thrill of overcoming those challenges along the way, trying to figure things out, trying to crack the code. That's the fun part, but a lot of people see that as a grind every day because they're not doing what it is that they're meant to do. And that's understandable because not everybody can find that. That's hard to find, especially in this day and age because everything is copycat. You may see something on Instagram or something on TikTok or whatever the case may be and think that's what you're supposed to be doing because you see the other person enjoying that and it looks like fun. But they don't show you what's going on behind the scenes. They don't show you the sleepless nights, the hours that they've invested. Now, to that person, it may not be a struggle. It's a grind. But during that process, Deion Sanders is talking about enjoying it, waking up, looking forward to it, That's what it means to be in your purpose and doing what it is that you're meant to do. And so, like I said earlier, after hearing this talk in the intimate setting with Deion Sanders, after hearing this, I can see why people are lining up. I can see why high schoolers are lining up to come play for Deion Sanders. Could you imagine what he's saying behind closed doors? Because the cameras are on now. People are always a little more uptight when the cameras are on. Now, Deion Sanders may be different because he's used to it. He's prime time. But there's just certain things that we all know you can say in front of the cameras and certain things that you can't. But the level of motivation and the level of confidence coming from Deion Sanders, I can only imagine the effect that that has on a team. And it's one thing to be able to talk the talk, but when you have a player like Deion Sanders, a former player like Deion Sanders that's walked that walk, and he's also talked that talk, that hits a little bit different. Because we all know how it is. We've all been kids before. It's one thing to tell a kid to pull your pants up, go to class, get an education. You can have this and you can have that. But most kids are visual, especially these days. If you don't have the trinkets like Deion Sanders to back it up, if you don't have the hardware to back it up, 9 times out of 10, it's going to go in one ear and out the other. And so whenever Deion speaks, I don't care who it is, if it's grown men, kids, whatever the case may be, people are all ears because they're looking at an individual that's done it at every single level with the best of them. So good luck. Good luck to the rest of college football next year, because I can only imagine the kind of players that are lining up to try to play for Deion Sanders. And so it's definitely exciting when you think about the possibilities of next year. Not only new players coming in, but also new personnel. I believe Warren Sapp is going to be joining his coaching staff next year, so the possibilities are endless. And so good luck. Like I said, good luck to the rest of college football. And so that's going to be a wrap on this particular video. And I'm going to go ahead and leave a link in the full description. And it's a video that y'all definitely want to check out. There's a lot of different gems and jewels that are good for anybody to hear, not just young people, but anybody. I don't care what field or what walk of life that you're in. It's definitely well worth checking out. And so make sure you guys drop a like on your way out, and make sure you leave a comment in the comment section if you haven't done so already. And as usual, peace and chaos.